So, this is Sky. Come. We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away. I know soldiers. Let him come. I swear I'll take the twisted bat.
I'm grateful for...
It's my job, isn't it? Look. Tell me honestly. Are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
I wish they'd understand that I'm real...
You're somebody. Don't you see what you are to them? They need you... listen to me too. Someone I knew once described Adamant to me. Adamant is, and always will be, the Order, he said. A guardian on the edge of the abyss. The lone soul that stares into oblivion and doesn't waver. That's what Warden Commander Clarel tried to be. Well, they all tried to be. None of the Warden... They died for... us. And Corypheus twist...
We stopped him.
But not all of them. There's no one to blame but Corypheus. Her desire to protect was... It's not right. To want to do good. To be...
Don't think of what... honor their selfless...
Clarel made mistakes, but she was a great woman. It's not the armor or the trappings of... At the heart of it, all a Warden is... This... I'm grateful you tried. As exciting as wandering the woodland, it's good to be part of something so important.
I'm pleased that you feel that.
Makes me sound like a chantry, but so be it. You are who you... Someone told me that once. Took me years to...
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier. We met as competitors. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the medal.
It was generous of him.
He said I stood to gain everything. When it was over, and I, young and stupid, I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been...
You're here now.
I suppose it did, but I'm older. Hopefully wiser. Want a drink? I've a hankering for company. When I was a boy, there were these urchins who roamed the streets near my father's house. One day, they found a dog. A wretched little thing. It came to them for food. They caught it, tied a rope around its neck, and strung it up. Do you know what I did?
You stopped them? Cut the dog down?
I did nothing. Not a damn thing. It was crying. I saw the kicking legs, the neck straining and twisting, and I turned around. Went inside, and closed the door. I could have told my father, or alerted someone. I didn't. I just pretended it wasn't happening.
You said you were just a boy.
I was old enough to know the dog was suffering and that it was wrong. I may as well have tied the noose myself. We could make the world better. It's just easier to shut our eyes.
Nothing worth doing is easy.
Look at you. You would have done the right thing. We're lucky there are people like you in the world. There's always some dog out there. Some fucking mongrel that doesn't know how to stay away.
Inquisitor.
And you are
The bartender.
just...
You were expecting...
Well,
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern. Inquisitor.
But she knew the ways of nobler men, and she knew how to enrage them. She would always like to say, why change things when you could always stay?
Scout Harding,
Your worship.
what's been going on?
Seeker Cassandra came through here. Look, that's just her face, though, isn't it?
What's been going on?
Ambassador Montilier sent me a basket of flowers. She's so lovely.
Shouldn't you be out there?
In a bit. We're in Skyhold for supply. Not me, though. Indispensable.
So who's Scout...
Me? Oh, I'm no one. When the Inquisition came through my village, I helped. Then I signed on. Wanted to see the world before it was swallowed up by...
I should go.
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving.
I wonder what it is that gives Grey... I should like to study one. Would that fine fellow I've seen in your company
Not now, sister.
I know what you mean to do. It won't help.
My father drowned there. Who are you to tell me what will make me feel better? I'll find him. I'll find the mayor, and I'll...
Decide your actions before you go. In the moment, there's only before and too late.
All's well?
Heard anything worth noting?
Too busy to hear things, and that's how I like it.
Farewell.
Make her be...
Will you be coming to the readings?
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but...
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
Oh, my maker. You cannot imagine how many letters I've received. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut. Although it is yet bewildering at the center. With Skyhold shining like a beacon? You name it, it's here or on the... I think I like this job.
There are problems coming out of Hal...
There are always problems from Halam Shiral. Although, if a few commendations were given... I couldn't suggest how. That is better decided at your war table, and I'm not going near that thing.
As you were.
You're welcome, you know. You've always been welcome.
Complete. Honored, Inquisitor. Gotzi Sturhald.
Did my part on the wall. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Any ideas about the origin of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars. Oh, I suppose the scene is
The 100 Pillars.
damnedest things. Massive
Where did you learn your...
Orzammar. Carved. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a... Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a
Do you have any insight into the...
Tell you what, you finish one, and I'll write it. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Best of the...
Committed bachelor, I hear.
He spent his life in the circle. Perhaps a tailor...
It comes swiftly. This moment that will be... The day the Held of Andraste challenged it. Defeat him, and you'll be more than a holy man to the people.
If it's true, may the Maker...
And there is the modest. People joined the Inquisition. I wanted to tell you that I shared their sentiments, Inquisitor, and
You've always been there for...
it means much to him. Farewell, my lord. When you face Corypheus... Inquisitor, is it true? Is the mark on your hand magic cast by...
Corypheus claimed it's a spell...
I wanted to think it was a blessing. A sign the Maker was returning to his creation. How credulous of me.
I thought the same thing about the anchor, Josephine.
I suppose neither of us could have known what your mark was, until now. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
It looks strange, but it hasn't done me harm.
If it did come from Corypheus, that's a small mercy.
You're concerned.
The consequences of drinking from that well. Never mind.
At your service. All corners. Congratulations, pledges of loyalty, conversions to Andraste.
All premature until we deal with Corypheus.
Might be something here. Better take a closer look.
Blackwall is gone.
He would not have left unless he had a good reason.
It is not for me to speculate on Sister Leliana had us search the Warden's quarters. No, it was missing from last week's... I don't know what Blackwall's interest in this particular matter is.
For your crimes against the Empire, for the murders of General Vincent de Lorette Callier, their foreign and their retainers. You are sentenced to be... Do you have anything to say in your defense? Very well.
Well, this is grim.
Look at all these people.
Proceed.
Stop!
A grave...
This man is innocent of the crime. For that...
Then find me the man who gave the...
Oh, shit.
Blackwall! No, I am not Blackwall. Warden Blackwall is dead. I assumed his name to hide like a coward from who...
You, after...
It's over. I gave the order. I am Tom Rainier.
Those who had been cast down, the demons who would be gods, began to
Can you
whisper to men
believe
from
it?
their tombs
Tom
the
Rainier
truth.
himself.
And the men of Tevinter.
You must know something about...
I know what everyone knows. He'll hang for the massacre of a noble and his family.
Where did they take the prisoner?
In the jail of the marketplace. If you've goodbyes to say them now. It's a damn mess, but believe you me, it'll be sorted out quick. Lots of people can't wait to see that. Guess not. Something you want? Goodbye, then.
They are not. You're
almost. And what would you do if Templars did it?
I didn't take Blackwall's life. I traded. He wanted me for the Wardens, but there was an ambush. Darkspawn. He was killed. I took his name to stop the world from losing a good man. But a good man, the man he was, wouldn't have let another die in his place.
I called you a friend.
The world believes you were sent by a divine force. The Inquisition encourages this thinking. You don't believe it. So, tell me again why we're different.
If there was another way, I would have taken it.
If I'd stayed Rainier, no good you here.
I needed you to know you aren't alone in this.
Don't you understand? I gave the order to kill Lord Callier, his entourage, and when it came to light, I ran. Those men, my men, paid for my treason, while I was pretending to be a better man. This is what I am. A murderer, a traitor, a monster.
What you say. Have some faith in yourself.
Yes.
The man on the gallows, Mornay.
My second in command. When I heard he'd been caught, I couldn't let another die for my mistake.
I need to know the details.
I betrayed the Empire and assassinated a The man was General Vincent Callier. My employer was a Chevalier, Robert. Sir Robert believed that Grand Duke Gaspard was the rightful ruler of Orlais. He thought that by eliminating one of Celine's loyal supporters, I can't say if Robert's plan would have worked. By the time Sir Robert's involvement was on, of course the Grand Duke disavowed any knowledge of Robert killed himself in his wine. They didn't know who they were attacking. Told them it was an important mission. Does your men trust them?
There's another thing I'm still...
Yes.
Who were you before?
I was a captain in the Orlesian army. Well regarded. One mistake and everything I worked for.
I need to know about Blackwall.
We met in a tavern when I was on the run. I was nothing. A waste of life. But we headed to Valchavan for the joining. But Blackwall insisted on making a stop at an old ruin from one of the previous blights. I was to go down alone, find a dark spawn. When I returned, I found he took a blow for me. He shouldn't have died. It should have been me.
It was a heroic act, stepping between...
I wasn't. He would have wanted, but without Blackwall, there's no proof that I've been recruited. I couldn't go to the Wardens. So, Rainier died. And Blackwall...
I need to know the detail.
We've already been through this. Vincent Callier.
My reports say that Callier was with his family.
I didn't know Callier would be traveling with his family. My men have been told to eliminate everyone. No one likes to think about that. But it's names that can... No matter how leaders like Celine or Gaspard pretend the game is played, that's how real war is waged.
That shouldn't be...
War is unfair, but you're right. There was no need for what I did.
I have Liliana's report on Tom.
This is helpful, or at least...
Don't blame yourself. We all made this... What do we do? Blackwall... Rainier has accepted his fate. If he's released to us, you may pass judgment on him yourself.
Have Rainier released to us.
We must move quickly. We can explore our...
What do you think of the Inquisition? And now, their fortunes have... I have not asked in a while. How goes the hunt for Samson?
We're close. I know it.
If I can help you any further...
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Have the supplies reached our people in the Arbor Wilds?
I made sure of it. Too many strange plants there. We don't need stomach cramps sweeping the army. All right.
I'm sorry. Inquisitor. But as dear Josephine says, it's never too late to make a friend.
I hope I'm not disrupting anything.
The commander was just delivering the names of those we lost at Haven. You must blame me for this.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus...
We are better than Corypheus.
Inquisitor. I have been thinking. You remember everything now, yes? The explosion at Haven, the Fade, escaping the breach. In your report, you said Justinia was with you. But only you emerged in the end. Why? Why were you the only survivor?
She knew it was either her or me. And she wanted me to live.
Of course. Of course she did. That's just like her. Her message to me. I failed you too. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Did she say anything else? Anything at all? Please, if you remember.
I'm sorry, Liliana. That was it.
There are no answers in the Fate. Only illusions. A warped mirror. Justinia has never failed me. I was her left hand. Now she's dead. I failed her. So it's true. Some look to Cassandra or even me as Justinia's successor. I never thought the idea would gain momentum. Of course, with the other candidates out of the picture...
Is becoming divine something you really want?
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even suggested that I could be her successor. Things have changed. Still, I don't know. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Whoever becomes divine will have my support if she requires it.
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely require the Inquisition's backing. The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence over the people. Who tells the people what's right? Who do they look to in times of peril? A divine with enough support can change the Chantry. And with it, Thedas. But this is a discussion for later. If Corypheus wins, finding a new A message from Divine Justinia.
That's a shock. You're all...
Thank you for the concern, This message was written. I've heard of such contingency plans. I'm to go to Valence, a small village on the way.
I'll help in whatever...
Wonderful. One more thing. If I shall meet you at the Chant...
Forgive me, Inquisitor. For personal interest, I have relieved Josephine, as you might expect. Knight Templar Samson, General to Corypheus, traitor to the Order. The blood on his hands cannot be measured. His head is too valuable to take. Kirkwall, Orlais, many would see him suffer. I can't say I'm not one of them.
Him will affect as many as his crimes. I won't take it lightly.
The Red Lyrium will steal your vengeance. You know what it does. Corypheus only delayed my corruption.
Are you still loyal to that thing? He poisoned the Order, used them to kill thousands.
Templars have always been used. How many were left to rot like I was, after the Chantry burned away their minds? Piss on it. I followed him, so Templars could at least die at their best. Same lie as the Chantry. The Prophet just isn't as pretty.
You led them to their deaths, but did a good job.
I'm not offering a defense. What I did was a mercy for...
You were always weak, and you're...
Every one of those Templars would have suffered until nothing was left. And then I gave them hope. Just like I'm weak, and you're a savior. Do what you want. I'm done talking.
Samson, you can still be of use to good people. What you know is less important than what you are.
Do as you will, Inquisitor.
And what else did Lady Forsythia say? That she'd rather drown herself than help the Inquisition. Anything else? She said she'd have us flogged alive. That does sound like... Cheer up, Josie. We at least have a... You always do find the bright... We are in the midst of cementing an alliance with Lady Forsythia of Navarra, your worship. It's become a somewhat delicate task.
Can I do anything to help negotiations?
Thank you, but I believe I have matters in hand. I dissuaded her from sending soldiers when she learned we'd struck an accord with a brother she's feuding with. Lady Forsythia simply employs a colorful manner of speech.
Dealing with so many demanding, strong-willed people can't be easy.
It's no less intense than my days at court, Inquisitor, I assure you. But I confess I do miss my staff from the embassy in Antiva. It was always useful to discuss the day's visitors with them.
I have time. If you'd like to review...
I wouldn't wish to impose.
If it were imposing, I wouldn't have offered...
Well, I admit there are... Right on the parlor floor, in front of everyone at the soiree. Who does such a thing in front of their guests?
The Duke of Kellington, apparently.
And then there's Cole's lurking. It frightens our guests half to death. Lord Gennard still won't respond to our letters. And Sarah, can she not find a single overshirt without mustard stains on it? Then there's Dorian. The man refuses to take anything seriously unless it suits its whim. Not to mention... Oh goodness. Have we been here an hour already?
It went by so quickly, I didn't even notice.
You're far too polite. I didn't intend to go on for so long. You must think me quite the gossip.
Spending time with such an engaging woman is never unpleasant, Lady Montilyet.
Goodness. I'm glad I haven't wasted your day. Well, I've taken up quite enough of your time already. Until next time, Your Worship.
They have certainly spared no expense.
A situation requires your attention, and noble Chantry loyalists in the city of Jadar are spreading accusations that you're responsible. They're unusually organized. I recommend we send people to Jadar to deal with the matter.
Let's send some ambassadors to convince...
Excellent. I believe there's much to... We've an interesting development, Inquisitor. A petition from citizens. They wish to know what Andraste...
They think she spoke to me?
Even Leliana can't trace the rumor's origin. It may be expedient to respond to those asking for Andraste's words.
Tell these petitioners, Andraste said she cares for us always.
A fine sentiment. We will have it proclaimed. I was hoping you'd be by. We've received letters from Archon Red. For both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
Then the Inquisition's deeds...
They'd never have contacted us otherwise. Archon Redanus requests that the Inquisition, as a neutral party, destroy a venatory cult on the Nevaran Tevinter border. King Marcus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of Tevinter.
I actually have relatives. If you reason with the Archon, Trevelyan's can persuade King Marcus we should help.
Letting the Inquisition curry favor with both Tevinter and Nevara. It's good to see you.
Tell me about the Montilyets.
Well, my parents are alive. Of my 4 siblings, most attend to the running of the family vineyard. That reminds me, I must ask someone to make sure Yvette attends the spring reception at the palace. My youngest sister has no head for social engagements.
Why are you overseeing your siblings?
It's Antivan custom. After a certain age, the heir apparent runs the family's estate to prove their worth. If you're unfit for the task, the heads of the house, usually one's parents, may decree a new heir.
What do these Antivan heads of the household do?
They work and provide guidance. I've taken advice from my parents.
Father's more of an artist. It's rather gauche, but between him and my siblings, Mother's looking forward to my taking over the estate.
Between that and the Inquisition,
Delegation helps, but managing the estate is my duty. As much work as it is, I will not shirk it.
is running your family's estate.
I'm responsible for their welfare. Taxing, as those duties can sometimes be.
Maybe your siblings could help.
You don't know them. But Lorien in charge? No, truly. It must be me.
Where were you raised?
I was born in Antiva City, but when I turned 15, Mother declared... but I bawled into her skirts the day I had to leave.
You must have missed...
I did. But my mother only wanted the best for me. Living in Orlais was an education...
What did you learn at this finishing school?
Among other things, mathematics, rhetoric, poetry, history. I still remember Madame Beventir's switch on my knuckles when I forgot the basic tenets of Nevarin. For a dowager approaching her 80th year, she had quite the arm.
How did the younger...
Have you ever stepped into a new city and felt that was Val Royal to me? So beautifully foreign. I gaped at...
Does Antiva City have nothing that compares?
Antiva City is a jewel. But I did not... There are multitudes of places I'd like to see. Saharan, the Anderfels, whatever lies past the Amaranthine Ocean.
Who rules Antiva?
Officially, the Principality. In reality, Antiva's merchant princes rule quite loudly, I might add.
What sort of dealings did you have with these merchants?
As ambassador, I attended Privy Council. May I just say, one has never heard an argument until they've sat...
That sounds more like a mob than...
It's all a part of life in Antiva. Our traditions value passion and romance. A certain exuberance of style. We met... It seems terrifyingly long ago now.
How exactly did you...
I discovered my family had been overcharging a merchant we traded with. Our name carries a great deal of trust in Antiva. I spent weeks arranging a string of... Apparently satisfied, the merchant Leliana greeted me in place of the merchant.
I assumed there was more to it than a string.
It was a test of sorts. Leliana claimed she needed someone of painful... I accepted, once she finally explained what it was.
Do you remain close?
Yes, but she's grown so much more distant than the outgoing... Leliana used to wander the Orlesian courts. Now she collects secrets and takes risks that would make empires tremble. I worry, but she will not hear it.
Does Liliana confide in?
She enjoys revisiting our more disastrous adventures. Run if you ever see her with a twine ball, a measuring stick, and a handkerchief.
What's...
The settled area. Antiva City, however, that's what I miss most. The Sikh...
I have difficulty seeing you wandering around.
Everyone in Antiva City. The finest restaurants, the waterfronts never still. Lanterns are lit along the promenade.
Are you ever home?
Occasionally. Do you know, my youngest sister used to throw whole loaves of bread to the gulls.
Let's speak later.
Farewell. Yes?
How do you stay so civil with everyone, Joseph?
Bonds of circumstance. And I do deplore rudeness in those who know better.
Does it even be...
Well, the game can be... But honestly, I'd miss meeting people. I've made the most fascinating friends.
One...
I'm pleased. Mages, Templars, Seekers, and an apostate elf are not often...
What do the people make of?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Any thoughts on the people?
Who did you mean?
The Iron Bull has...
He is allowed on... I do wish he'd stop daring poor dignitaries to outdrink him.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
just as I remember it.
It's peaceful here. You must have good memories of the...
It was a place of comfort. It is good to see it still in...
Leliana?
Sister Natalie, what are you doing here?
No. I've been here since Justinia died.
Inquisitor, this is Natalie. A trust...
Wait. Inquisitor? You... My lord, forgive me for not recognizing you earlier.
I wish more people would fail to recognize...
Oh, I see.
Natalie, listen. There is something hidden...
Oh.
I don't know, but we'll find it. Justinia's letter came with instructions for me. They were a little cryptic. Always remember that faith sprung from a barren branch. That light has no fear of darkness. Above all, that strength lives in an open heart.
She must be hinting at something.
Let's look around. That canticle was Justinia's favorite.
Of course. We never give up the traditions of our most beloved divine.
That is lovely to hear. I stare up at the breach sometimes. It's terrifying, but beautiful in its way.
It is beautiful.
Have you seen it by sunrise?
When the sun rises through it, it splits into what looks like 1,000 suns, like a broken mirror.
Yes, spectacular, isn't it? You must be careful, Natalie. Justinia's enemies are making their move, vying for position and the Sunburst throne.
What was that?
Looks like we opened something. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Leliana, stop! What are you doing?
I'm protecting us. They never sing the benedictions here on Friday. Something so simple. And you got it so wrong. Keep that pretty mouth shut if you must, dear. You've already... The prickleweed burrs on your hem, talking about the sun rock. It all points to a single place. Morel in the Dales, Grand Cleric Victoire's bastion. Victoire was always an opportunist.
Who is this Grand Cleric?
An experienced cleric. She never agreed with Justinia, but kept... I suppose now, with Justinia dead, she thought she could make her move.
I want to know what this Grand Cleric...
She sent Natalie here to see what Justinia was hiding, no?
The Inquisition has turned Thedas away from the true Chantry.
Stop us?
Mother Victoire is well loved by many. The Inquisition...
And Victoire thinks she can ally with them.
We don't have to be at odds, Natalie.
I was called to serve the Grand Cleric. Kill me then. I am... At least I still know what I believe.
We don't have to kill her.
No. I must protect...
I see what you've become. The righteous stand before the darkness, and the Maker.
No! This can't be it. There's nothing here.
It's not what you expected. That doesn't mean it's nothing.
There's a message carved in the lid. The left hand should lay... She... The Divine has a long reach, but it is always her left hand that... 1,000 lies, 1,000 deaths. Her commands, but my conscience that bore the consequences.
She apologized in the Fade. She said she...
All this time, Justinia carried the fear that she was using me. But Marjolaine's games were trifles. Justine, she needed me. No one else could have done what I did. She knows that.
Then you have to let it go. Let her go. You...
This? Now? And my poor dear Natalie. I called her sister once. Don't tell me to let it all go after all I've sacrificed. Justinia tried to save me, but all it's done is made... There is work to be done. I'll see you back.
Grand Cleric Vitois is scrambling after the loss of her ancient.
Good. Her support base is in Morale. Tear it down. Grand Cleric Victoire wishes to make an enemy of the... Doesn't Victoire have a young cousin?
Yes, mistress.
Good. Have him collected. He shall be an honored...
At your command.
Is everything under...
Perfect. The Grand Cleric and others like her will fall in line. You see, when I'm ruthless, it gets us where we need to be. How funny that her regret is what finally... I chose to become her left hand. It was my weakness that stopped me from fully committing to my task.
You have a good heart.
You are too kind, Inquisitor. The Inquisition needs me just as the Divine did. To do death and deception are my trade. It is what I always will be. I was pondering who might be divine, and it suddenly occurred, is it so ridiculous for the Grand Clerics to support me? Why shouldn't they?
I think you would make it...
I am glad to hear it. Justinia wanted the Chantry to... She was held back by tradition and was too gentle to force change. I will make...
You can't force people to change.
Then how will change ever come? People do not simply happen upon enlightenment. Most... Justinia thought the circles needed to change. The Chantry alienated potential allies by brutalizing elves. If we could bring them into the fold, there are those who would cling to the old ways, of course. But I've rambled on too long. Reports of fade rifts and the only thing... You have to be that someone. Seal them. Your legend will spread, and Thedas will learn to trust.
In Redcliffe.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a sec...
It was still a
And I would do it again.
Anything I should know?
It's been a long road. With Samson gone, the Red Templars are scrambling.
I'll leave you to your work.
Any news on rifts beyond reach of the Inquisition?
Yes. And it is not good.
What's with scalding? No fun. Let's see what we have. Have you heard anything? Not yet. I'll let you know as soon as I do.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor? Yes?
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Any visiting...
Considering I've never seen him smile before,
What brightened the minister?
I believe he finds something romantic about our attempt to slay Corypheus' dragon.
We could extend the minister an invitation the next time we root around.
Please don't. He might take you up on. spiderwebs help stop the bleeding, and they prevent wounds from...
Victory in the Arbor Wilds. The Archdemon might have been a real threat to our army. It is still out there, however. I wonder what Corypheus plans...
We'll deal with whatever he...
Do not underestimate Corypheus. He is... But he will come. You will get your chance.
You don't seem concerned.
I am terrified. Yet I... Not long ago, you successfully... The time has come to consider what will come next.
Oh, I have...
As you should. Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked, and do not falter. I will stand with you in the end.
Did you see the message I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Inquisitor.
For judgment this day, Inquisitor, I must present Captain Tom Rainier, formerly known to us as Warden Black. His crimes... The decision of what to do with him is yours.
I didn't think this would be easy, but it's hard.
Another thing to regret. Using your ties to the underworld to free me. The world will learn how you've used your influence. They'll know the Inquisition is corrupt.
I wish there'd been another way.
You could have left me there. I accepted my punishment. Why would you stop it? What becomes of me now?
Blackwall intended you join the Wardens. I will let them decide your fate. But only when Corypheus is dead. For now, Tom Rainier...
As you command.
Blackwall gave you the chance to atone through action, not merely punishment. I find I can do no less.
I am grateful for this, Inquisitor.